Brad Garlinghouse bought Hidden Road for $1.25 billion today. This is one of the biggest deals in the history of crypto. First, what is Hidden Road? What did they do? What does this mean for Ripple and XRP in the long run? Also, do you think this is exciting? I'll talk about all of those things and more in this video. You'll learn everything there is to know about Hidden Road and what it does for the crypto world. Watch to see how David Schwartz feels and what Monica Long did. This thread by Jake Claver also shows why this is going to be very, very important. Let's get right to it, shall we? We knew it was the most important thing. There is a lot of money at stake in this crypto deal, but that's not the most important thing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for crypto to get into the biggest and safest standard markets. It also works the other way around, giving brokers of choice the chance to do important tasks that banks used to do. The largest hedge funds now work with Hidden Road. There are over-the-counter funds market makers, quant traders, over-the-counter OTC traders, and more. Road has worked with Ripple for a long time, and we know that they handle $3 trillion a year for up to 300 financial companies around the world. This is the kind of money and activity that will use XRP, and it will be the main source of income for XRP's system. Since RLUSD is used as security for all of Hidden Road's top brokerage services, including cross-asset crypto and traditional instruments and traders, value transfers are quick, cheap, and scalable. You don't have to wait 24 hours like you do with fiat rails. For years, Ripple has worked with the company to make sure that some trades are cleared. This is because Ripple knows how important they are to their business, and that's cool that they can turn this around, right? What is Ripple going to do with this partnership now that it's official? Are they going to go after banks that maybe didn't want to work with Ripple at first? How does this give Ripple power? Are banks that might not want to work with a crypto business going to use something else? If this deal goes through and Ripple's strong balance sheet backs it up, Hidden Road will be able to service its supply much more quickly and easily. This will make it one of the biggest non-bank prime brokers in the world. That was so rude of Brad. I wish I had a microphone I could drop at any time. That was pretty deep. Okay, I want to thank you. This was written by Chad Sign Grabber, and you should read it if you want to know what prime brokers is all about. The main thing that prime brokers and their key do is just repeat what Brad said here. Please see the story from payments below with this buy. Because they are the first, Ripple is the first cryptocurrency company to own and run a multi-asset prime exchange. They won't be the last though. Tune in to hear DeFi and CFI merge. I want to talk to you about TradFi and DeFi, two types of standard banking. Okay, you already know that the on and off ramps will be very important for getting money into and out of the system in the future because they are related to each other. That's why I don't need to read this whole thing to you again. This is the most interesting part. More than 90% of all tokens and coins issued are made up of the top 10 stable coins by market share. That's it. You now know how important the US dollar and the crypto area are to the US government. US Treasurer Scott Bassett told us that steady coins are important for the future of the US dollar, to be clear. David Schwartz and Joe Katz, when Ripple bought Hidden Road, it was a big deal for the XRP system and XRP itself. Every day the main broker settles more than $10 billion worth of trades on a number of traditional rails, and they have to wait up to 24 hours for those trades to settle. Now imagine even a small portion of those trades happening on the XRP system. That's exactly what Hidden Road did. It's important to keep getting deals and value like these stops on the way to the end goal because Ripple keeps getting stronger. It seems likely that it will keep adding companies to its list. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the only thing you hear from Ripple this summer. I think they'll be out here all summer making deals. This led to more deals. Monica Long said that the main goals of both Ripple and Hidden Road are to make the financial system better so that value or money can move around the world more easily, rather than being held back by walls. To those who have been following crypto for a while, walled gardens poke fun at the way money works now, where everyone doesn't have the same record. It takes a long time. There is a lot of friction because everyone is using different tools. If those walled areas were taken down, everything would be connected. Decentralized banking, which is different from the broken rails and single-piece entities of the past, has been a big focus for crypto natives today. We have a chance to get rid of those walls. Not many goods have been aimed at over-the-counter OTC desks, quant traders, and hedge funds. This would be a chance for Ripple to show that they can connect traditional banking and DeFi. That will be a great show when it happens. Okay, a big investor can use Hidden Road, or should I say Hidden Road, for the first time to protect their assets with crypto and tokenized assets, and soon RLUSD2 Miner 1. Risks and trades on more than 100 venues and liquidity sources that serve more than 1,000 assets in FX, crypto, fixed income, and other areas. It's not easy to do this these days. When you add the idea of using the XRP record for future post-trade settlement, the possibilities are endless. I'll have a lot more to say about XQs in the coming weeks. I was told weeks in advance about something that was just a thought, but is now a fact. But for now, I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this deal. Thanks to the Ripple team. You can see that this is also being shown on CNBC International. Yes, Jack the Ripper did post this, but first, let's take a look at this. Jake Claver. I think you should check out Jake on YouTube. He's a great guy. Secret Road says it works with 300 banks and handles 10 billion transactions every day. Imagine what will happen when those huge banks start using XRPPL for what it was made to do. When even a small amount of the daily 10 billion XRP is sold through the XRP system, demand goes through the roof. Hedge funds and market traders will buy a lot of XRP because they need it to run their businesses. All of Hidden Road's prime brokerage goods will be able to use RLUSD as collateral. It is the first stable coin that lets digital assets and regular markets trade with each other across margins. I don't really say that in one sentence. A lot of the time, cross-enabling is just getting off all drugs. Okay, take a deep breath and be nice. This purchase has made us less worried about risk, efficiency, and regulatory problems. We use XRP for quick settlement. Ripple's more than 60 licenses in RLUSD to keep our assets safe. Remember that following the rules is the very least you should do when working with these kinds of banks and other business firms. If these things aren't already part of everything you do every day, they should be. Also, everything Ripple does with their banking system is legal. That's the most important thing they've always believed in and shown how seriously they take following the rules. Okay, now that the rules are clearer and organizations are becoming more interested, there is now a full answer from Ripple that includes trade execution finance.